Hey, my Temple Cleanse family. I'm so happy to be back with you today. This is an exciting week for me because I get to talk about sleep, which is something that many of us know how important it is, but we're not always getting enough of it, right? So one of the things I want you to understand is that when we get adequate sleep, we're able to fight illnesses better. It helps us to strengthen our immune system, repairing damaged tissues. It helps with detoxification, digestion, hormone balance, and maintaining cognitive health. Yes, you can think better. So sleep deprivation and sleep deficiency have much in common, but they are actually considered to be two different conditions in the opinion of some experts. So what I want you to make sure that you understand is that sleep deficiency is said to occur if you meet one of the following or more of these qualifications, okay? So the first is you don't get enough sleep, you experience regular sleep deprivation, all right? So you're kind of not getting enough sleep. Or you sleep at the wrong time of day, meaning you might take naps in the middle of the day and you have an abnormal sleep pattern and your natural clock isn't operating properly. And we're gonna talk about that natural clock pretty soon. Also, you don't get the type of restorative sleep that your body needs. So this includes REM sleep, rapid eye movement. That's what REM stands for. So, and then also you may have a sleep disorder, which in various types of disorders can be like sleep apnea, insomnia, anxiety disorders, things like that, okay? Now, so here are some eye-opening sleep deprivation and sleep deficiency statistics. Between 50 to 70 million Americans are estimated to have some type of chronic sleep disorder. That's crazy. And approximately 8 to 18% of the general population struggles with insomnia. I am sorry to hear that as well. So sleep deficiency has been found to be more common among adults between the ages of 40 and 59 than any other group. And I think that has a lot to do with our hormones and what's happening at this time of our lives where hormones are really starting to change and take a dip. Those also between the ages of 20 and 39 are likely to be suffering from a lack of sleep. That means we're trying to build our businesses and do our thing and, we're out here partying, some people are, and we're just not getting enough sleep. So understand that sleep deprivation is real and deficiencies are real. So I want you to know causes of sleep deprivation. You can have a disorder, so a thyroid condition, acid reflux, sleep apnea, snoring, that kind of thing. You can also have a demanding or busy schedule, and this can include lots of time commuting, family obligations, things like that. High amounts of stress can create disruption in sleep patterns. The effects of certain medications or stimulants. We can also have eating, poor diet can lead to sugar fluctuations, and that's why Temple Cleanse has been so important. You may have found yourself sleeping better as you have eliminated the sugar from your diet. Eating a poor diet that can lead to blood sugar, I think I just said that, blood sugar fluctuations. I went back to my notes and it was off. So then eating too close to bedtime can also, or not eating enough dinner, which can create feelings of being hungry, which can keep you up as well. Pregnancy or experiencing hormonal changes can also do that, can create sleep issues. One of the things that I want you to know is that main sleep deprivation effects and symptoms are high risk of chronic disease such as hypertension, diabetes, depression, cancer, and overall morbidity. All right, so we want to make sure that we're not sleeping and creating high blood pressure, glucose issues, depression, cancer. So getting to bed at a good time and waking up at a good time is so vitally important to our bodies. Also, trouble or lack of concentration at work and school can be something that happens when we're not getting enough sleep. So it's harder to focus and to learn and to be creative, meet our deadlines, remember important tasks, things that we're supposed to do. Also, we can have difficulty driving. We all know that sometimes when you're sleepy, you start to nod off, and that is definitely not good. There's also a higher likelihood of being more sedentary, okay? So when you are not feeling very energetic because you're so tired, you just want to sit around. And then that can cause you to gain weight and have a whole host of other things, from diabetes to high blood pressure to cholesterol to sleep apnea, and it just starts to snowball. So getting enough rest is so important. That's why in my book, my first chapter was about sleep and water, because if we can't get those two things right, then we might as well just forget all of the other stuff until we can focus on that. So until you can get those 4 chapters knocked out and working on them really well, don't worry about trying to move on to the other ones if you're working through my book, now that Temple Cleanse is almost over. Also, increased appetite and a higher risk for overeating due to craving of foods. That's one of the things. So your appetite increases and you tend to overeat because you're sleepy. It's like you're trying to get energy because you just need to go to sleep. You need to take a nap. You don't need to eat. You don't need sugar. You don't need caffeine. You need to actually go to bed and get some rest. And then poor moods, irritability. People talk about, I'm tired. And I know for myself, when I get overly tired, I have a very short fuse with my children, and I know that's sad. So I admit it, and I know that when I need to go to bed, I tell them my mama needs to put herself to bed. So, and then that can also increase feelings of depression as well in individuals. So people who lack sleep report more feeling cranky, overwhelmed, angry, frustrated, and worried. So just want to make sure you understand some of the things that happen when we are, feeling that way. So these are the 6 natural sleep deprivation treatments. Manage your stress, okay? So that can be even in the form of prayer, meditation, taking some of the stressors out of our lives. Some people, we don't realize the things that, are stressing us out, or people that are stressing us out. Sometimes we just need to step away. Avoid blue light at night. That's our computer screens and our smartphones, right? These little devices that we stare at all the time. That blue light is really not healthy for us, and it messes up the melatonin release in our bodies. See, our bodies are meant to, around like when the sun starts to go down after 12 o'clock, the melatonin will start to increase in our body. But if our body thinks it's noon all the time because it's looking at that blue light, it never starts to shut down, and we don't get what we need to be able to fall asleep. Also, increased exposure to natural daylight. The sun, go sit out in the sun, enjoy some of that. Even when it's chilly, taking a quick walk and just getting some natural vitamin D can be really helpful. Exercising is important because it allows us to exert energy, which will actually tire us out by the end of the night, which is really great so that we can get a good night's sleep. You don't want to exercise too close to going to bed, because then you're too excited. You have too many hormones and adrenaline and things like that have increased that keep you up. So we don't want to do that. But you can also adjust your diet, which is what we did with Temple Cleanse. And that, you can see, can sometimes, of course, affect your ability to go to sleep more readily. And then also create a bedtime routine. Find a way to wind down. Is it getting a cup of tea like chamomile, or taking magnesium at night, reading a book, taking a shower, allowing your body to know? It's kind of like a baby, where we're like, okay, these are the things we do before we go to sleep. And so that's one of the things that I want to make sure that you are aware of and that you start doing on a regular basis, is getting that bedtime routine together. Some things that you can do, natural supplements. You can do adaptogens such as valerian root or melatonin supplements. You can use lavender. Those are some things, and magnesium. So those are, I can't give you a whole lot of medications or things like that, but those are some of the things that I wrote down that can be helpful. Try to decrease your demanding schedule, and also try to get away from that blue light at night and getting enough vitamin D. So those are some of the things that we can do to help our bodies in this process for sleep, and why it was so important, and why in Temple Cleanse we asked you to get enough sleep each night, because it only refreshes us and allows us to be able to hear from God, because we're not in a state of being sleep deprived and cranky and irritable and angry. I now want to go into, we're going to switch gears in a few minutes, a few seconds actually, and we're going to just talk about the sleep cycles of our body. And I want you to make you aware of what's happening to your body each and every hour of the day, and what systems are being renewed, and why it's so important for you to get sleep at a certain time and to be at rest at a certain time. All right, so you ready to get into this body clock information? And this might be something, like I said, that you've never heard of before. And I'm going really high level. You can take a look at my Share the Joy YouTube page and just search up body clock. I think I did a 3-part lesson on this, so it'll go into more detail, but I'm just hitting the highlights right now for you on this one. So basically at, let's see, what time? Let's start at 5 a.m. Your large intestine, that is the system of your body that is working. So from 5 to 7 a.m., it is time for the large intestine. It's a perfect time of day to have a bowel movement and removes toxins from the day before. From 7 to 9, it's your stomach. So it's important to eat like your largest meal of the day, maybe during that time. I can't say that I fall into that category all the time because I tend to intermittent fast until about noon each day, or 12:30, 11. So just wanted to let you know, I don't always follow that protocol, but that's the time when the stomach is actually cleansing and in its best space. From 9 to 11 a.m., it's the pancreas and the spleen. Okay, so pancreas and the spleen. And it's a great time to exercise, work out. Your most taxing time of the day, getting those tasks done is important. From 11 to 1, it's your heart. So pump nutrition, like nutrients into the body. It also helps to provide energy from nutrition. So it's a good time to eat lunch, and recommended to have light cooked meals, and then a 1-hour nap or a cup of tea is also recommended during this time, and that's from 11 to 1. From 1 to 3, we're talking about the small intestines, okay? So that's when food eaten earlier will complete its digestion and assimilation into the body. It's also a good time to go about daily tasks or exercise as well. From 3 to 5 is the time for the bladder. So it's when the metabolic wastes move from the kidneys filtration system. It's also the perfect time to study basically brain challenging type of work from 3 to 5. Another cup of tea is advised, as drinking lots of water can help to detoxify during this process with the bladder. From 5 to 7 p.m. is the kidneys. And so that's really good, and maintaining proper chemical balance in the body. This is the perfect time to have dinner and to activate your circulation by taking a walk after dinner or having a massage, stretching, that kind of thing. From 7 to 9 is a time of circulation. So it's when nutrients are carried to the capillaries of each cell. It's a perfect time to read and avoid doing mental activities at this time. So it's a great time just to kind of relax and unwind. From 9 to 11 is the time of the triple heater, or the endocrine system, which is your hormonal system. And it's where the body's homeostasis is adjusted and enzymes are replenished. So it's recommended to sleep during 9 o'clock to 11 to start getting your body in a horizontal, not vertical state. So from 11 p.m. to 1 p.m. is the time for the gallbladder. And that is a time in order to wake feeling energized, that the body should be at rest. So by 11 p.m. you should be asleep, okay? In Chinese medicine, this is a period of time when your energy fades and begins to grow. So that's a whole nother subject, and I go into it in more detail in my video, but just wanted to let you know about that. And then let's see, from 1 to 3 is important for the liver, and it's the time when your body should definitely be asleep. And during this time, toxins are released from the body and new fresh blood is made, okay? So you may find yourself awake during this time if you have too much energy, or what we call yang energy, or problems with your liver detoxifying pathways. So if you find yourself waking up in that 1 to 3 o'clock hour, we might need to do a liver cleanse, okay? Something to think about. And then from 3 to 5, it's the time for the lungs. And this is the time when your body should be asleep, of course. If it's awakened at this time, nerve soothing exercises are recommended, such as breathing exercises, which you'll find in my book, How to Do Those Breathing Exercises. So the body should be kept warm, and it is a time to help the lungs replenish the body with oxygen. So just know that I go into a lot more detail with this in my videos or on YouTube. So if you are interested in this whole body clock situation and you want to know more, take some time to review those. So I hope that this has helped you in understanding sleep a little bit more and why it's so important and why the pastor wanted you to get at least 7 hours of sleep a night. It should be a practice that you're working on diligently. I know it's one that I have definitely worked on and gotten better at over the years. And I know that it helps immensely with my stress levels. So I hope this has been another helpful video for you. And I look forward to our final week. I have some goodies coming your way, so please don't miss Sunday's call. I want to make sure that you get all that you are supposed to have, and I so look forward to seeing you again on Sunday evening. Peace and blessings to everyone in the cohort and anyone else who might be watching this video that's part of Temple Cleanse. I love you all. Peace and blessings. And remember to do all things with joy. And when you find that joy, make sure you share the joy. Bye-bye.